Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Timara back with another video. I think that it's time now to focus more than ever on ourselves, on our health, and just our peace, whatever that may look like and mean to you. But you're probably like, Timara, what are you talking about? That has nothing to do with the title of the video. That does have something to do with the title of the video, and the title is How to Deal with Rejection. We're gonna go over a few things. The first thing is gonna be what is rejection, examples of what rejection can feel like, what rejection can do to the body physically and mentally, and then we're gonna talk about practical, realistic ways to deal with rejection in your life. So I'm super excited. You guys know I love videos like this because one, they're timeless, and these are the things that I need in my life. Like when I'm talking to y'all, y'all know that we're besties. I'm not talking to you as if I'm up here. I'm talking to myself like, keep growing. You got it. You knew this. You knew this then. You know it now. So I'm not gonna ramble. I'm gonna make sure the video is very valuable for you. So the first thing is, what is rejection? What is rejection? Is this something that I'm actually feeling? According to Google, rejection is the dismissing or refusing of a proposal, idea, etc. Rejection deals with the opposite of feeling accepted. So accepted, rejected. Rejection can come in all different forms. Sometimes it's so subtle that we may not even notice that that's what we're feeling. So right now I'm gonna just talk about a couple examples that rejection can show up in our everyday life. So for example, rejection can feel like you applying for a job and not getting the job. Rejection can feel like you got a job, but people aren't happy with your work. Your boyfriend or girlfriend, cheating on you. You asking a girl out on a date and she leaves you on red. You seeing somebody you know in public, but they go out their way to make sure they don't say nothing to you. That's just a few examples that come in my mind of rejection. It's human nature to want to be accepted, but it's a lot of things that are human nature that we don't have to go with. Now that we know what rejection is and we see a few examples of how they can show up in our everyday life, what can rejection do to your mental and physical health? How can rejection affect the brain? How does rejection, affect our mental well-being? Just because I'm interested in things like that. Like I want to know, how can everyday activities affect me mentally, physically, and emotionally? I found a few things online that I want to share with you. Of course, do your own research when it comes to how you're feeling and what you may be dealing with. So fMRI studies show that the same areas of the brain become activated when we experience rejection as when we experience physical pain. Did you know that Tylenol can actually help feelings of rejection? Isn't that so weird? Rejection can literally turn into physical pain. You go out for a job, you don't get it. I'm not gonna say who cares, because I know we're all trying to take care of our families and we're all trying to have stability, but we have to be able to eat these rejections up and continue to move forward. But before we get into the practical ways of dealing with rejection, I just want to share a little bit more on how rejection can affect us mentally and physically. Rejection creates surges of anger and aggression. So when you're rejected, I think that's very true. I can even just think of all examples of when you reject somebody and then they be like, well, forget you anyways. No, they be like, F you bitch. Like, I swear, y'all remember, I don't know if I told y'all I had hooked up with somebody on Tinder, and dude, I was not on that. You know what I'm saying? He was on that. Why did I meet up with him thinking that he wasn't on that? Well, maybe I was optimistic as a young soul trying to figure out heartbreak and love and dating. But when I say I rejected this man, he called me an ugly bitch, and when I got out his car, before I could even shut the door, he took off. That's anger and aggression. Yeah, rejection is real. Rejection can cause violence. That's why I want to do these videos, because I know that little bitty habits and little bitty things that we go through in our life can have a great impact on us. Rejection can also have an effect on our self-esteem. People often respond to romantic rejections by finding fault in themselves, trying to figure out what was wrong with them. We cannot internalize rejection. Countless studies have demonstrated that even mild rejections lead people to take out their aggression on innocent bystanders. For example, school shootings, violence against women. We have to make sure when we're feeling rejected, we don't go out our way to get revenge or make them feel the same way we felt. We have to know how to take rejection for what it is and then move on. That doesn't mean we're not going to feel it, but that's just saying, like, if a dog's coming and running at you, because you have that fight or flight instinct as a human, you're going to feel whichever thing you're going to feel, but it's up to you to figure out what you're going to do. You're going to punch that dog in the face, you're going to run away, or you're going to embrace it because you're not scared of it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared of you, dog. What's up? I'm not scared of you, rejection. What's up? That job say no? Bet. That potential client that you wanted, if you have your own business, say no? That's okay. Let's learn to take these dogs in, take these rejections in, and move on with it, because we're not afraid of rejection. So as I get older, I find myself being more observant, reflective, more aware. I realized that these past few years, I've been feeling really rejected. I've been feeling rejected by men. I've been feeling rejected by my family. I've been feeling rejected by friends. Really feeling like people in general just do not enjoy my company, my energy, my voice. Like, I've really felt this type of way for a few years now. My rejection came more so after high school and after college, because that's when I kind of started to figure out my place in this world. You know, like when you're in school, okay, I'm a 5th grader. Oh, I'm a 7th grader. 9th grade. 11th grade. I'm a sophomore in college. Yep, junior in college. Oh, 5th year in college. You know, you have a spot because you're like, I'm in college, or, you know, I'm in school, I'm a student. But once you get out, you're kind of finding even a different type of spot. A spot where people ask you, what do you do? I found myself feeling rejected, but not knowing that that is what I was feeling. I remember getting out of college trying to start my YouTube career, because, you know, people can make their money on here. And I would ask my cousins, close cousins, distant cousins, uncles, everybody, I'm like, can you subscribe? Can you subscribe? And I just remember like being left on red, being left on seen. I remember one of my cousins was like, you need to focus on the people that actually watch the video, not your subscriber count. I'm like, all them characters that you just type for the advice, can't you just hit the subscribe? So it's like I was feeling rejected. Then I was starting to try to figure out how to get a job, you know, because this whole adult thing, you have to work and, you know, have a place in this citizens of America. But I remember getting a job. They were like, we don't want to go with you anymore. Rejected. I'm like, dang, I've never felt like this. I always felt like, you know, I belong. But now that I'm out of college, it's like, where do I belong? Do I belong? And so with all of these different rejections, I was like, it's time for me to do some inner work. Because I'm not about to wake up in the morning brushing my teeth mad that little Sally didn't subscribe. I didn't want that to take up all that headspace, because at that point I realized that's way too much headspace. Where do I belong? With all these rejection experiences, I found out where I belong. That is with God. Once I realized that I was internalizing everyone else's just mundane activities, I realized I had to do some inner work and I had to talk to God. When we sit down and we're quiet with ourselves and we take the time to figure out why we may be feeling what we're feeling and how to actually overcome that, I think that things just pop up in your life to help you towards your goal. And so this book, Uninvited, popped up. This was the same author who wrote How to Forgive What You Cannot Forget, and I cannot forget what you did to me. I'm just kidding. I'm not a victim. You did nothing to me. This is human nature. Human nature. Human nature. Human nature. I have forgiven you. I'm telling you guys, I make these videos because it's something I've been through, something that I'm passionate about, and something that I know that we can overcome. I think I'm passionate about things that I know that we can overcome. And so at that point, I really sat down with myself and I said, God, put me in the places where I need to be. Put me in the circles I need to be in, and put me in the triangles I need to be in. But don't give me a desire to be somewhere that I don't want to be. Period. And I'm like asking God for this. And honestly, I'm asking for it now too. Like, I do not want to desire to be in relations with people that are not supposed to be in relations with me. I don't want to be in a relationship where it's up and down, up and down, up and down. I like you, I don't like you. You piss me off, we don't talk for 4 months. I don't know you, I'm supposed to be there for you. It's a roller coaster of emotions that I am not signing up for. And I think my biggest outlet is working on my inner self. this one thing stood out right here in this book. It says, live from the abundant place that you are loved, and you won't find yourself begging others for scraps of love. That's good, isn't it? Because I think that rejection is a feeling of not being loved, right? Or even so much liked. Oh, you don't want to be with me no more. You don't like me. You never loved me. You never liked me. Oh, you don't want me to go on this girl trip with y'all. Y'all don't love me. We not friends. But when we live from a place that we are abundantly loved, let me not mess it up. Live from the abundant place that you are loved, and you won't find yourself begging others for scraps of love. I think that's good. I do feel proud of myself for not begging for love. I do. And you're probably like, well, God don't keep me warm at night. He ain't hugging me. He ain't giving me no booty rubs. And I feel that. And so I understand it's hard to kind of believe in something that you can't see. But I, you, me, we, she, and he do not have to beg for love. We need to believe that God cares about us. Because if not, we're going to go our whole lives trying to convince other people to love us. I think it would be unfortunate to waste it begging someone to love you. We know what rejection is. We know what it can feel like, what it can look like in our everyday lives. We know what it can do mentally to us. We know what it can do physically to us. I think now is the time to talk about the 3 practical ways to deal with rejection. Okay?
In the Tesla, baby, it's a faster car. We don't even fill up the tank no more. We gon' charge the car. Cardio braces and Audemars.